I want to,
Yep.
or B, I don't want to. But if
You
I look,
went you
go ahead.
went from 320. You went from 326 to now, or actually 5 minutes off till we started playing around with it,
Okay, good. So again,
which
look
was
at this. Is
about.
kind of interesting, Paul. Look at me pull a little of the color out of this, and I think I'm all through. We'll come back and review this, but I know you've been working with Lightroom and Photoshop and that handshake in between, and certainly, Paul, I'll know this is my cue to try to find the edit point. Um, uh, and certainly, I know that I will get a little background on the person, Paul. You know what I mean? I'll know who you
Yes,
are and whatever it
yes,
is, so
yep.
I can say, you know, I know what you're trying
Did
to
you
do
did,
here.
did you just dump your screen?
No, can you see it?
I got. I don't know what happened.
Oh, how about did you see on the bottom of your
Oh,
screen
there you go. I
the
did
flower?
something.
Yeah, you clicked
Yep,
on the go to meeting
yep,
flower. Yeah.
yep.
Okay, so here I took the saturation down a little, but I'm going to show you how I would work because I know you like to go into Photoshop. Let me end up here. I'm going to say edit in Photoshop. I'm going to edit in Photoshop, but I like to edit as a smart object. Now, a lot of people don't understand what it is, and those people who do will start saying, well, I understand how you can change size and scaling without losing your quality. Yeah, that's not only it. The fact that we were in this, let me close this down. You'll notice that this will look somewhat like your image here. We desaturated this a little bit, but you notice the icon here has this, the background layer doesn't say background. It actually is the image. And this says it's a smart object. If I double click this, it opens me right back up into my sliders. And I can say, oh, I think this is just a little less contrasty than I want, or a little less saturation. You see this? And I can continue the whole process from here. So I just added this. So the nice thing about opening up as a smart object, first of all, any scaling, rotating, anything you may want to do for composites, anything you want to change, you can do it, but it also gives us the ability to continue our non-destructive processing. So I've been experimenting with this lately. Once it's here, I'm going to go to an effect, and I'm going to go to this pattern overlay. And this is the default that I think comes with the pattern overlay. I think it's like this bubble. Oh, I'll have to check this out. I didn't realize I just worked on this burlap. But look at this burlap thing. Now, this is interesting because if I do this, I can put this pattern over here, and I can change my blend mode. And if you put overlay, you'll notice with these gray patterns, and matter of fact, these come with Photoshop.
Yep.
I can do this. I'm going to go up to 100% because it's always good to evaluate this at 100%. Because when I go back to this pattern overlay, I can scale.
Oh yeah, yep.
Or I can go back down here, and at 100%, it kind of gives, and I could see if I want to make this less. So now I'm getting a feeling of a canvas here. And when I
Yes.
see this, I may just go here, whatever it is, we'll just stay with the overlay. But get a nice look to this, say okay. Now that I look at this, I say, gee, see, we'll lose it here. That's why, and here you can see this moire pattern happening in the sky.
Yep.
But that's
Yep.
why when you want to try to evaluate it, and I can still see the moire pattern a little bit here too. So when I look at this, Paul, but watch the power of this. Now I say, I think I do want to go back to my very low saturation that would be on a canvas. This is all non-destructive. Anything you like to do, Paul, by putting on additional layers to highlight this boat, going back here? You certainly can. But this gives you, now, if I look at this, and this is another advantage to having a screen with a lot of resolution. But now look how painterly this looks. The nice part about it is if you're using Lightroom. This Lightroom opened it up here. It says open as a smart object. It's a smart object. Just that's great. I want to save it. I want you to watch up here because when I hit save, Lightroom and Adobe were using common, Lightroom and Photoshop are using common language and common files on your computer, and it knew it opened up in Lightroom. So therefore, it saved it, which is very good because if I go back to here, you'll notice that I have two pictures.
Gotcha.
And it's linked, so if I like them when they link because that's the automatic default. When I look at this picture, I can go ahead and see what it looks like, zoom up 100%. I can go back and re-edit this all I want, and I'll say, hey, where was the original of that? It's just you click on this line or you click on this number, they'll open and close it. But if you look at this, and I go to the one after it, let me put this ship over here, and I'll go back to the first one, and I'll try to approximate the location here. There is it without the texture. There is it with the texture.
Yep.
And you have both of these going. Now and we're wrapping up the session now if you have any questions. But Paul, in your Dropbox, you will also have this TIFF file that's been edited. So you can take these, you should be able to drag these right back into you can import these. Maybe when you import those into Lightroom, when you import those, you may want to use the add so you can the copy, just so you take them right off and have a copy with all of our experience, because eventually in a month, 2 months or whatever, I may have to, because of just thousands of people who are using this service.
I love it. I love
clear that up periodically. But I'll never clear them out without letting you know. But so that's where we're at. Let me go to develop and go to our before and after here. You know, it really helps the viewer look in the eyes. And and I will do one more new brush because I'm a fool. And I want to go and just, oops, get this a little more on the light side to make it. Okay, this is the brush we just added. Little subtleties now, but we're getting to the subtleties. And that's what happens when we go to that before and after. That's why sometimes coming back and revisiting this. And if you think the face is hot, or if you think it's looking good, you can go back and change all of those. But that's the before and after. This one is just very exciting. This is very exciting, Paul. I like this. See, again, here's where we're revisiting it. Do these lines need to be straight or not? I don't know. Is there a difference between this and this? This looks like the lines are rolling downhill. This is, I know there's a dynamic of the parallel, but.
Yeah, those lines on this, not that one, but the next, click it. Yeah, those lines look parallel now with the bottom and the top of the image.
Yeah, and it doesn't notice that much in the bottom. We still have the rock. Well, that's up to you to choose. Right. You see what happens when we go back and revisit these? We start seeing things that, now look, I'm doing a before and after here. And I don't see very much because obviously I'm looking at the TIFF file. There's been no Photoshop added to this. I mean, no Lightroom added to this. It's the next image that we did the before and the after. And it wasn't, you know. And if you think you want to go back and select it, but one of the things that I would find is that if I go back to my previous image, this is the TIFF. I've started now to do actually non-destructive processing on top of my TIFF. Now, I'm not saying that, watch this, I'm going to take the brightness away. I just may want to bring the excitement of the clouds back a little. See that? Oh, not there. No, I want to get the dark one. How about from here to here? See the little, it's very subtle, but it's happening on the clouds. And matter of fact, at that point, when I have it up there, I had to know, oh, I don't know, and sometimes I tell you I carry it a little too far, but I'm going to go pick up a color. Do you notice what I did? I just added this color to it.
Yeah.
And if it looks right, if it looks, you can just take the saturation and bring it down a little. So now, not only did I increase the saturation here, I pumped it up with a little more color here. And now when I paint over here a little more, I can bring that color, that very subtle color into this. Now again, not sure, but now it's time to go away, and this is the difference from here to here, and we just boosted the clouds just ever so slightly.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
And sometimes a highlight here and a highlight there, but that's all I have to say. You have any questions? What do you think? Was it helpful? Yes, so Bob, yes it was. I'll take that out. And you know, if you think, I hope I didn't move too fast on some of these edits, but you know, I hope you found it worthwhile, and if you think you'd like to do some online training, you know, let me know. Like, I'll apply some of this with, you know, some of the cost of this. We can apply it towards an hour or, you know, a set of prepaid hours. If, you know, think about that. Be in touch with me. Right. What you think.
Okie doke.
Okay, I think that probably